How are we doing again today, guys? Back again. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a military breakdown today. I was gonna say like a name or something, but I don't have a YouTube persona yet. So if you got something brewing, I don't. Drop it down in the comments below and give me a name to use or something. Like, oh no, shit. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just new to this. I don't know what to do. I was going to talk to you guys today about, I'm in the U.S. Navy, so I was going to say something about when I came in, the rate I chose whenever I came in. If you don't know anything about the Navy, we have, our jobs are called rates. So when I joined as an AW, which is aircrew. When I depped in, no one really told me what aircrew was. I wanted to be an HM, which is hospital corpsman. That's what I wanted to do, and actually that's where I'm at now. I'm doing hospital corpsman training now, so I'm kind of excited. So I'm actually here and doing what I want to do. But when I depped in, I wanted to be a corpsman. Went to MEPS. I had the test score. I had the ASVAB scores for corpsman. It's not really that high, but I wanted to be. I went in as a reservist, but I told my recruiter that I wanted to switch to active duty, and I guess he didn't relay that message to the MEPS personnel. So when I got there, they were like, "Oh, you're a reservist." I was like, "No, I want to be active." And they were like, "Oh, well, you can be FTS," which that's a whole. I'll do that one, a video for that later, because it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. But anyways, the FTS, and you can do aircrew. And I was like, "Oh, what's aircrew?" And they're like, "Oh, you like to work out. You're like an in shape guy. You know, you like to run around." So like, "Yeah, I like to work out." And like, "Okay, well, you'll like aircrew." And I was like, "All right, cool." So, dumb, signed away, and yeah, so stepped in as a AW, aircrew. Got back to my dep station, and was like, "Hey, what's an aircrew do?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't really know. They're just like their own thing." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So went home, went to YouTube, typed in aircrew. Not much information popped up whenever I searched for it. So that's kind of why I'm making this video, because I want to like actually put out some information, because I was there and I did some of the training. I didn't finish, obviously. I dropped. But yeah, I was just gonna put out this video because of like I was there and I didn't really have much information going in, so I wanted to make a video about the training, so to help whoever future sailors that want to be aircrewmen one day. It's really a cool job, honestly. It's pretty sweet. But anyways, aircrew is a 6-year contract. So if you want to be in the Navy for a little bit longer than 4 years as an initial contract, aircrew is probably a good stepping stone for that, because they give you like a 6-year contract like off the jump. And also when you get out of boot camp, it gives you, if you start out as an E1, it's an automatic E2 once you get to A school, or once you get to the candidate school, for aircrew. Because I went in as I depped in as a E1. I went to RTC as an E1, and as soon as I stepped foot like on the candidate school area, I was an E2, like automatic. My leave and earned statement said E2, like automatic, and they're like, "Oh, you need your patches." And I was like, "Why? I'm only E1." And they're like, "Yeah, once you get here, you get E2." I was like, "Oh, sweet, more money." That's cool. So that's really cool. That's a cool thing about aircrew. So you also get, so when you get to you don't go straight to A school after RTC. So after RTC in Chicago, you fly to Pensacola. Pensacola base is split up into like two sections. One's the A school side and one's aircrew side. And aircrew is a candidate school. You're not guaranteed that rate. That's the thing that they don't tell you. Like, you're not guaranteed AW. You don't go in as AW. You're not really guaranteed any rate, I guess, in the Navy until you pass A school. So, but with aircrew, it's a candidate program. So you have to go through the program, and then you get a rate, and then you go to your A school after that. And with aircrew, there's like 5 different rates for aircrew. You have AWF, AWO, AWR, AWS, and AWV. I think they're getting rid of the AWF, I think, or V maybe, one of the two. So one of those are an option anymore, I don't think. But I'm not really sure. But anyways, once you get, it's a candidate program, so you're not guaranteed anything really. So if you do your candidate school, your candidate school is 5 weeks. There's 5 evolutions each week. Once you class up, right now it's like a huge. If you do a contract for rescue swimming, or I think it's rescue swimming. Rescue swimming has a huge wait right now. It's like 6-month wait, so you'll be just in backlog until you class up, which is like 6 months. Like I know guys there that were like there since like October, and they still haven't classed up yet. It's crazy. So once you class up, you start going to class. First week, you don't really do anything. You do a little bit of PT in the morning and stuff like that. But then on that Friday, you'll do an initial swim test. It's not like boot camp. Boot camp swim test is like just basic. You get in the water, get out of the water. This swim test is like survival strokes. So you have to do survival breaststroke, survival side stroke, survival crawl, American crawl, and the survival backstroke. It's all just like to conserve energy, and like if your aircraft goes down over the water, you can safely conserve energy and get in and out of the water, stuff like that. So that's the Friday of the first week. And if you don't pass your initial swim test on that Friday, you'll be put into swim hold. It's kind of like what there was in boot camp. They teach you how to swim pretty much. And once you get it, you just move on. You'll get taken out of your class, and you'll just fall in with the next class pretty much. It's not a big deal. It's like 2 weeks of a hold, but you can pass it in like 4 or 5 days. It's not a really big deal. I couldn't swim apparently, so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing something I want to do now. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to do aircrew. Aircrew is a perfectly awesome career path and choice. Great community, great guys there. Pay officers there are nicest, like super nice actually. Very chill, strict but chill. Next week you go. The first actual week that you're technically in your class. Excuse me. After the swim, if you're not put in swim hold, you do go back to the pool and you do flight gear training. So you're in full flight gear, flight suit, vest, boots, helmet, stuff like that. And you have to like do your survival strokes. So the crawl, the breaststroke, side stroke, and backstroke. And then at the end of all that, you have to do a tread and float. So you have to tread water for 2 minutes, float for 5, tread for 2, float for 6, tread for 2, float for 7. That's the tread and float. It's a prone float, so you're on your face. And then after that, you go into a mile swim in full flight gear. I'm not sure if they have boots. Can't remember. But yeah, so you do all that. That's your second week of candidate school. Third week, you go into the Hilo Dunker, I believe, which looks pretty cool. There's videos of that on YouTube, actually. You get into like a mock helicopter and submerge into water, into the pool, and it kind of like flips you upside down and you have to like escape, and it's pretty freaking cool. I didn't get to do it. I wish I would have been sweet. Then there's like a chamber that you go into for hyperbolic chamber, I think is what it's called, something like that, for like not hyperbolic chamber. You can't breathe. Just to put it that way, you can't breathe. Like, it takes away oxygen and makes you loopy and shit and stuff like that, and you have to like kind of use your motor functions to like do things and stuff like that. The next week is what is the fourth week? The fourth week is I think you do your PRT out, sorry. Your PRT out, I think, in the fourth week, which is like a 1.5 mile run, push-ups and sit-ups, no big deal. And you do some class stuff and stuff like that. You do like some CPR training and stuff like that, no big deal. The harder stuff's like already done, so you're good. The fifth week, grad week, you get all your flight gear, and then you graduate. That's pretty much it. So yeah, once you're done with the candidate part, you'll be you either go straight to A school, usually, maybe like with a week or two. If not, you'll be put into grad hold. In grad hold, you'll still, like, I think, live in the barracks on the aircrew side, and you'll just muster in the mornings and like do what they do in the mornings and like clean and stuff like that, and this bullshit pretty much. But once you go to A school, hold on, back up a bit. So once you graduate, you actually get one of the rates. So your AW, you'll be official AW, but then you're categorized into those 5 different rates: the AWF, AWO, AWR, S, and V. If you're dry air crew, you'll be either FO, sometimes S, and V. R is for rescue swimmers, so people who like rescue swim, there'll be AWRs. AWS, S and R. One of those two are like together sometimes. If you're AWF, it's flight engineer. So you're like a load master. You have to be like knowledgeable of. Hold on, I have a pad here. Got some notes written down. You have to be knowledgeable of like the systems on the aircraft, the emergency requirements, stuff like that, and like you're pretty much just like the load master of the aircraft, like the crew chief, pretty much. If you're AWO, you operate systems and track submarines. So you're pretty much like a smart person on the computer, pretty much. AWR, you're pretty likely you're going to be in a helicopter. There's fixed wing, and then there's helos. So if you're AWR, you've been in a helicopter. It's like an attack helicopter usually, for submarines, anti-submarine warfare. AWS also same thing, but rescue swimmers. So they'll do like rescues and like all that kind of stuff. If you're AWV, you're like a tech guy, troubleshooting, comm systems, electric systems, stuff like that, all in the aircraft. So yeah, that's categorized as like the rates and stuff that you'll go to A school for. You don't all go to A school together. You go to different, like you still be in Pensacola, but you'll just do different classes than everybody else. So once you get to your A school, you'll go to your FORS or V A school in Pensacola, and then you'll do your, I think it's like 6 to 9 weeks or something like that. It's not too long. But after that, after A school's done, you'll go to either Fleet Replacement School or SEER School. SEER School, I'm pretty sure it's SEERS first. You'll go to SEERS. SEERS is like a survival school type thing. So you'll be placed in, I'm not really sure where it's at, but you'll be placed in, I think it changes, but you'll be placed like in the woods pretty much, or like somewhere like that, like swampy or cold or something like that, desert, whatever. You'll be placed there and you'll go through like a briefing for like a week or so, and then they'll just put you like in the woods and they're like, okay, survive. And you gotta survive like for like a couple of days. And I think sometimes they'll actually try to like capture you or something, just in case. Like it's like if your aircraft goes down and like over enemy lines, you have to survive going over enemy lines and like being captured and stuff like that. So it just depends. You have to like hide, make shelter, it your own food and water supply and that kind of stuff like that. It sounds pretty freaking cool, actually. Then after that, you'll go to Fleet Replacement, which is like where you learn your aircraft. So if you're on a Hilo, you'll learn a Hilo. If you're on a fixed wing, you'll learn fixed wing. Like it's not specifically one aircraft. Like you'll learn your specific aircraft. You'll you'll learn what aircraft that you're on, and you'll learn all the dynamics of that one specific aircraft. So that's what you'll do for like 6 months. And then after you do that, you'll get your wings, and then you'll be placed into your squadron and go wherever you go. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So just a little breakdown of like the aircrew community. If you have a chance to do the Class 2 swim test and boot camp, do that, because it might help a little bit when you get to the candidate school, and then you do your initial swim test. It gives you like a little bit of a boost and be like, yeah, I can do this. You're not like freaking out like I was. Like I'm from Savannah, Georgia, so it's like I swam, but I didn't like swim like that. It was like this occasional go to the beach type thing, nothing too crazy. Physical training, definitely be prepared for getting your ass kicked, because there's a week, like your second week is like called Hell Week. So in the mornings, you'll muster in the mornings and go PT. Yeah, it's like 3 hours of getting your ass kicked. It's pretty crazy. You'll be like in the dirt and like on the beach in the water, like just going in on some workouts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is be in very good physical shape coming in as aircrew. I've seen some guys there, they're like pretty hefty. I'm like, you probably won't be here long. And like, I'm not a out of shape guy, but I'm like decently, you know, but I'm not, you know, out of shape. But this the swim got me. That's all it was. But yeah, just be really good physical shape. Be prepared for swim. And yeah, just remember, like, it's not a guaranteed rate. Like, you're not guaranteed any of the rates: AWO, F, R, S, or V, O, S. If you're a swimmer, then yeah, you'll probably get S or R, one of the two. But you're just if you're coming in, you're just AW. Like, you're not gonna be guaranteed any rate that you want, because it's kind of just given to you, like, the needs of the Navy. That's how it is. But yeah. Any more questions about boot camp, Navy boot camp, Navy A school? I'm currently at HM school. I'll probably post some more videos about that. I just got here like Sunday, like last week. Been here for like 5 days. So I'll probably post some more videos about that. It's pretty cool here so far. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Any more questions, just let me know, and like and subscribe. And if you haven't think of a name for my channel, like, I'll think of one, but I'll let you guys think of one too. Just discuss. Appeal to my audience. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, think of one, post it in the comments below, and best one wins. And you get to be like, oh hey, I named that guy's channel. I'm kind of part of him. All right, that's it, guys. Hopefully I'll try to get some like music going, make this more a little bit entertaining, because this is kind of boring, I feel like. But yeah, all right.